M4CGManySqPart3 project part 3. Project development process number 3. So our strategy is to copy whatever methods we need from CV square spiral into CV checkerboard, and then get rid of CV square spiral. So there are different strategies we could have used for this. Actually, we could have made kept CV spiral as an object rather than moving everything and getting rid of it. We could have maybe made some modifications as necessary to CV square spiral, and used that as a object inside of CV checkerboard, or we could have done subclassing or something like that. But what looked like the most straightforward way for me was to just take methods from CV square spiral. So again, this is one of those things that you could just kind of have to make a judgment call as a programmer. And sometimes after you've built the thing, you realize, oh no, this other approach would have been better. But this is the call I'm making at this point, is to just copy methods out into CV checkerboard, and just kind of do my best testing as I go, and go from there. So if we're going to get this to work, we have to figure out what fields have to be copied over from CV square spiral to CV checkerboard. So one of the requirements for the final product is that your program should accept N, K, and Q as arguments, right? So since we need to allow the user to determine the values of N, K, and Q, at a minimum we'll need to copy over the K and Q fields. And since we're doing that, we might as well copy over the P field, right? Because that's dependent on Q. The P is 1 minus Q, right? If you have P and Q as final, it's time to change these so they're not final anymore. We're going to need to change their values so that the spirals can change direction. And if you looked at the, if you saw the analysis piece before about how can we get the spiral of squares to switch directions, if you haven't gotten to see that one yet, that explains why we need to be able to change the values of P and Q as we're running the program. So okay, so let's take a look then. So basically we're going to need to so we need to copy over the K, the Q, and the P fields. Okay, so let's just do that. And from square spiral, where we have, let's see, K, Q, and P. Now we have this static one in between. I'm going to move this guy down here, because I don't need the, we already have the drawing to canvas ratio variable in checkerboard, so we don't need that guy. So okay, so let's see, so K, Q, and P. Let's copy those. So copy, and let's see, where do we have N? Let's stick it right after that one. Edit, paste. Alright, so now we have N, K, Q, and P. Oh, looks like we got a problem here. What does this say? Oh, K might not have been initialized. Yeah, so we're going to have to make sure we do that. And I think actually, there's a little bit of that. And directions. Yeah, it looks like we're going to need to make a new constructor to account for all these guys. So let's do it like this. Let's add in, let's see, refactor, introduce, oh no, actually I think it's in source, isn't it? Source, insert code, that's the guy. Constructor. And let's have a constructor that takes all these guys, N, K, and Q. Okay, because that's ultimately what we're going to need, right? N, K, and Q. Generate that. See if that makes life easier. N, K, and Q, what does it say about this one? Variable P might not have been initialized. So P actually, I think what we want to do with that is, yeah, make these guys be not final. Because remember we said P and Q we don't want to have as final. So let's take care of that. And this, okay, we still have one problem, which is this one. So what we can do here is call this with N, K, and, oh, with N, we'll have to assign some value to K, right? So can I just say 10 for K and 0.2 F for Q, like that. And we'll move the declaration of stuff, edit, cut, down to here, edit, paste. So this is where we'll do our testing, and we'll also have to do our testing for the other bits and pieces here. Okay, so I think at least now we're at the point where we're not making errors. So why don't we call this a step, and then in the next step we'll make sure our constructors have everything in them that we want. Oh, but for now, let's just make sure we haven't broken anything. Okay, we still have the checkerboard. So we are done for now with step 3.